Hi there. I'm Karin Miller. I'm the owner and founder of Zen Tenkara. And if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, you probably are aware that not only are we heading to Alaska, which we have done for a number of years now, usually in July or August, but we'll also be heading to Greenland for the first time to do sort of a scouting, Tenkara scouting trip. So very, very excited about both of these travel adventures that are coming up in just really a few weeks. Now, the Alaska trip is completely different than the Greenland trip. Alaska will be going to the Bristol Bay area, flying into King Salmon and being hosted and indulged by Diniki Outdoors Rapid Camp Lodge, which is situated on the Naknek River, a spectacular river, a big river. They have a daily fly-out program, so each morning, weather permitting, we hop on one of their private planes. They're not contracted out. They are owned by Diniki and Rapids Camp. They're their own planes, so they're maintained well, and their pilots are incredible. And weather permitting, we fly out to different rivers and tributaries from the lodge. It is an incredibly indulgent lodge, 5-star food, rustic but comfortable and indulgent accommodations, and private bedrooms with private baths and full 5-star chef cooking. So it is a spectacular destination for a rod and a reel or Tenkara fishing. The whole week, very doable on strictly Tenkara rods, chasing rainbows, chasing char, Dolly Varden. Depending on when you go, you've got shots at chums, at sockeye, silver, and of course king salmon. But once I return from that trip, 4 days later, I pack up and head out to Greenland. And this will be a new adventure for me and for Zen. So we are gonna chase Atlantic char with our Tenkara rods. It is not, we are not lodge bound. We will be camping and of course have guides and a dedicated cook, but we'll be in tents on raised enclosed cots, and we are required to bring sleeping bags. And I have sleeping bags because I am a yurt aficionado. So I snowshoe or cross-country ski into yurts each winter and do sort of winter camping. But of course you have a wood-burning stove and usually cots and things like that you're, or bunks that you're sleeping on. And I pull a sled, and while packing light is important because I've got a sled and I'm carrying a backpack, I'm not really counting pounds or ounces. On this Greenland trip, we're not counting ounces, but we are counting pounds. And we are limited to 44 pounds on one of our flights to get into Nuuk, Greenland. And when you start adding up waders and boots and some cold weather clothing, reels, because I will bring a couple of rods for reels, Tenkara rods, lines, leaders, flies, pliers, sunblock, you know, toiletries, all of those things, you know, it adds up very, very quickly. And so I have a zero bag, a good old Kelty, but I decided to pick something a little lighter. And I have I have 4 bags here that I've purchased, and am trying to decide which one to go with. And they all have slightly different features, and they're all fairly lightweight. 2 of them are right at 3 pounds, 3 pounds, 1 ounce, 3 pounds, 2 ounce. Another one is under 3 pounds at 2.8 ounces. And I have another one that actually I don't know the actual weight because it's not listed on the paperwork. I'm gonna have to dig a little bit to find the actual weight. But it feels like it's probably about 3 to 3.2 ounces. It feels similar to the other ones. So I'm gonna go through each of these, and I thought maybe you all would have an opinion or some advice or just preferences that maybe I haven't thought of. So the first one that I'm gonna go with is this Mountain Equipment Helium 800 bag. It is down, and it is a women's long because I'm like 5'8", and when I started looking at dimensions, most of the women's bags are up to 5'6". So I'm a smidgen too tall for the regular women's bags, or most of them. And while I don't want to have a lot of extra room, because more room means it takes more body heat to warm up, I want to make sure that I am comfortable in the bag because I'm an active sleeper. So this is the bag, and you can see right off the bat, it is rather fluffy. It does have a pack sack, and I don't have it in the sack, but I do like that it has a roll down feature rather than a cinch. So this is your stuff sack, and then you can roll and compress, roll and compress, roll and compress. And I kind of like that rather than the typical drawstring that you have to pull and cinch down. Now, this is still considered like an alpine mummy bag. Mountain Equipment, I believe, is made in the US. It doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles. There are no exterior pockets. It says that it is filled with 700 plus down Codex certified feathers, or I should say down, 2.10 ounces. So it's just under 3. And it is rated to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So even though this is considered, I believe, a zero bag, you know, when they say it's a zero bag, that is survival rate or the limit. It is not your comfort zone. This has a good night's sleep guaranteed at roughly 9 degrees Fahrenheit. It's comfortable from 18 to 9, and then the limit is 5. It does have a fairly tapered footbed, and like you can see, it is very fluffy. Not a lot of bells and whistles. There is a very nice snug collar side here that's kind of extra. It's a band with extra fill, and it wraps all the way around to the top. It is kind of interesting because it has this little snap, so you can actually snug it up around your neck, and of course has a nice hood that you can cinch down with, cinch down. I'll get inside to kind of show you. So the footbed is, you know, not real roomy. I gotta tell you, I have size 9.5 foot, so I do kind of have big feet, but I am taller than the average woman, and so I guess I have bigger feet than the average woman. But you know, when my feet are up straight, my toes are right there at the very, very tip. So even though this is a long bag, it doesn't have a lot of room. And as you can see, there isn't really a whole lot of room in the leg area. I'll zip it up just to show you. Now, I gotta say, my biggest complaint with this bag, and I tried these last night, is the zipper. There is only a single pull tab that will wrap around and go either way, whereas most of the other bags have a pull tag on the inside and then a separate one, on the outside and a separate one on the inside. This one only has the one, and I found it very difficult to pull the zipper. It kept getting snagged on the material, and it just wouldn't pull up. I will say the bag, see, I'm wrestling with the zipper already, and it's getting caught. So that right there is just, to me, an annoyance. And even though this bag seems very, very warm, I felt like it warmed up right away. And because it's under 3 pounds, it really would have been a prime candidate for me. The zipper is just a turnoff. It would drive me crazy, especially in the middle of the night if I had to go to the bathroom and it's cold, or coming back from the bathroom and I'm trying to get back in my sleeping bag and I can't zip it up. I just don't want to deal with that. I mean, it's just frustrating. So the bag is very warm. I can feel it heating up right away. The foot box is pretty small. If you are a side sleeper or move a lot, this bag is not a full-on mummy bag. It's probably got a little bit more room than a hardcore mummy bag, but it's warm and it's under 3 pounds and pretty basic, and warms up really, really fast. So not a lot of room, but not bad, I just can't stand the zipper. So let's see if I can get out of this. Okay. All right, not bad. I can show you how small it stuffs down. See, it's getting caught again. I mean, maybe you're a more patient person than I am, but those are the little things that I find, very annoying. So let's see how small this thing will get. Gotta get all the air out because this was puffed up pretty good. Just an FYI, down bags should always be stored outside of their stuff sack. If you've got a closet that you can hang them in, that is always the best way to go, someplace where the stuffing can really be aired out. Now, even though this is supposed to be under 3 pounds, you know, it's not the, whoops, it's not like the smallest. It's not bad. It's always hard to get that air out. So, but just to give you an idea of how small, now I could probably get it even a little tighter, but that's it. So that is the Helium 800 women's down Alpine Mummy sleeping bag by Mountain Equipment. Okay, and you can see it's not a whole lot different than these. It's wider, but I might be able to get it a teeny bit smaller. All right, the next one we're going to look at is the hike and bike. Now, this obviously, because it's been in the stuff sack, is not going to be as fluffy as the Mountain Equipment, just because it's been stored. Let's see if I can get this untied. I should have maybe done this before. All right. This was the one that I wasn't sure of the actual weight. Now, again, this looks very, very flat, but it has been in the stuff sack, so keep that in mind. Looking at it, there are no exterior pockets. It is considered a 0 bag, and it's 650 fill. Footbed, we'll see. This one has a right entry. One of the things I noticed right away is it does have that 2-sided zipper and sort of a nice heavy-duty ripstop along the edge to keep it from getting caught in this, you know, in this thinner fabric. And I'm unzipping it really, really easy. It also has a collar here that I'm guessing will fluff up once the down gets some air into it. Has a cinch cord to pull it up around your neck. Same thing with the top. And if I get inside, we'll compare that footbed. Now, loving the zipper right there. That's making me happy. So, I have more room in my feet. Again, it hasn't completely fluffed up, but my toes aren't actually rubbing against the top of the toe box. So that right there tells me that I'm going to have more room in this bag. Now, if I pull it up, I can really cinch down. It does have that collar that will help keep warmth in around, you know,
kind of from the neck down. A super easy zipper, and I almost feel like I have a little bit more room with my legs, so like I like to sleep kind of with my legs in a a number 4 shape. I can sleep on my side, and I still have room for my arms. It's not a bad bag. I could really cinch this down, and as I said, if this collar would fluff up, I think I'd have a lot more comfiness. I could even squish down and bring that collar all the way up to my neck. So this is actually a pretty comfortable bag. That zipper works like a dream. So that is hugely important to me. It does not say what the weight of this bag is. So that's the one thing that kind of drives me a little crazy. So I'm going to have to do a little research on this one and find out what the actual pack weight is. I also know that Hike and Bike does do a portion of their profits to nonprofits. So the comfort rating on this bag, even though it is considered a 0 bag, is 30 to 15 degrees. So again, even though it's a 0 bag, you really don't want to be in 0 degree weather. Now in Greenland, I think most of the nights are probably going to be 40s to maybe high 20s. So 30 to 15 degrees should be just perfect. I just don't know. What this bag weighs, and that is something that matters to me. So I will have to try and look for that more information. Now, these last 2 bags are kind of like my favorite contenders. This one here by Thermarest is the lightest at 2.8 ounces. And this one is 3.1, and this one is my favorite for the features that it has, but it is heavier, and it is rated as a 15 degree bag, even though the comfort level on this is supposed to be 17 degrees. It's a 15 degree bag, and they're saying that your comfort zone is 17 degrees. This one, so this one is a 15 degree bag. This one is a 0 bag, and again, the comfort zone on this is 14 degrees. So it's a little confusing, if this is a 15 bag and this is a 0 bag, why there's only 2 degrees difference between their rated comfort zones. This bag is very, very comfortable, I have to say, and the comfort zone on this, I think the frustrating part is there's not a lot of information on this bag, but the comfort zone is 30 to 15, so if you figure 15. So they're all very, very similar. Very little features, nothing fancy, but we don't know how much this one weighs, but it is comfortable and the zipper works great. This one, if I I can open it up. I kind of am grooving on a number of the features that this bag has and trying to decide if the weight, the extra weight is worth it. This is by Nemo, and it is a women's regular, and it was kind of appealing, a women's long Disco 15 bag. So a Disco 15, and supposedly it's designed for side sleepers, and it's a women's long. Temperature is 15 degrees, and it is 3 pounds 2 ounces. So this is considered a spoon-shaped bag. Let's see if I've got it. The one thing that I do like about this is it has a waterproof bottom for your feet. So if your tent gets damp, or you have to, I don't know, even if you want to sit in a camp chair and the ground is moist and it's cold and you want to sit in your sleeping bag, this is waterproof. I suspect that may also help with the insulation. All of these have two-way zippers. It's called a spoon design versus a mummy. You can see the difference in the shape, whereas here the footbed is narrow and then it gets gradually wider up top, and you'll see this is actually, pretty wide. This is a little bit wider in the knee area, and then in the shoulder area. Okay, it does have these two, they're called gills for regulating temperature. So if you're a little too warm, you can open these up, and they will allow a little bit of the heat to escape without actually unzipping your sleeping bag. The other thing that I like about this bag, when we talk about features, it has a nice little pocket on the exterior here, and I was excited by the outside pocket, but a little disappointed in the size of it, because I like to keep my phone in the sleeping bag with me, and rather than having it move around in my bag, it's nice to have a pocket that you can zip it into, and it stays warm. I won't have any cell service, but it does save the battery, and I will be taking pictures and videos on the phone. My cell phone will absolutely not fit into this. Maybe I could shove it in there, but I don't know. What I would be using it for is eye mask, since it doesn't get completely dark, and some earplugs, which can be tucked in there, as well as, if you needed, you could put a headlamp in there or something like that, or shove a pair of gloves or something if you needed. The other really cool feature is this flap. While most of the bags have this sort of collar, this thicker collar that goes around, you can snug it up, and it'll keep your neck warm, and all your body heat kind of from your neck down in the bag. This actually has like a little flap that you could just lay over your face. And it's just very soft, and is very fluffy, as you can see. There is no collar on the back. But again, talk about features. It has this pocket here that you can shove jackets in, or, you know, items to create a pillow built into your sleeping bag, which is really nice. And it keeps it in place so it's not sliding or moving around. Or if you actually have something like this, which is a travel pillow, it folds in half. Well, it unfolds and then it inflates into a pillow. You can shove that right into that space. And I'm sure it adds some insulation too, because your head, you know, has something between, you know, that has one more layer between the ground or cot or air. But it's nice that it keeps it from sliding around, and it's just there. Let's see, let me get in it and show you the comparison of space. Great zipper, again, no problems. 15, comfort is 17, and limit is 5. They list an extreme as -3, which I don't think I'll have to deal with at all, and I don't even think I'll have to deal with 5. I'm guessing most of the nights are probably going to be about, I don't know, between 38 and 28 degrees is what I'm guessing. So let me get in. Again, it's got a great zipper. It's got those 2 tabs, one on the outside, one on the inside, unlike the mountain equipment. It zips up easy without getting caught. And, oh, yeah. Whoops. So, I have plenty of room in the foot area. And I have a lot more room in the knees, as you can see. So, you know, really able to move my legs around and not feel constricted. The footbed is wider. I have room. You know, again, my feet aren't pressing up against the top, but it doesn't feel like my feet would be cold with too much room. And there's that little flap that I can show you. I've got my pillow in place, and it kind of helps to hold my little hoodie right where it needs to be. And then instead of a neck collar, I've got this little, it's like having a down blanket just kind of gently kind of laying across your face. I don't feel suffocated. I can snug it all the way up here and tuck it in. I can lay it over my face, but it's kind of nice. I really like it. And yeah, I should say all of these zippers obviously, or all of these bags do have two-way zippers. So you can regulate temperature by opening up, you know, the bottom end if you want just a little bit of air to get in there if you start to get a little too warm. I am rarely worried about being too warm. It's usually about being cold. But again, Greenland is going to be colder than Alaska, but days, well, right now, are in their mid-40s, and nights have been in low 40s to high 30s. So not a big difference between day and nighttime temperatures. But again, this is a little heavier at 3.2 ounces. But it does have some really nice features, like the temperature thermo gills, like an exterior pocket, this nice little comfy cover, and of course a good zipper. And my favorite part is this pocket pillow built right in, so your pillow doesn't move around, okay? Now the last one I'm going to show you, again, this was the Nemo Disco 15 women's long. Most of these women long bags fit up to 6 feet, so a lot of men will go with the women's long rather than the men's regular. I think there's maybe a little bit more loft in some of the bags, and you know, if you're 5'10", you know, these bags will fit you just fine. All right, so our lightest bag is this Thermarest, and it got really good reviews. The pack size in and of itself is not a great deal bigger or smaller than the other bags, but it is lighter. And this is actually a zero bag. It is 650 fill down, and it is a regular. This one ran longer, so the regular is up to 6 feet. And it weighs 2.11 ounces. I'm sorry, 2.11 ounces. This is considered a warm fit, which means that there is additional room for multiple positions. Warm fit means this bag allows for various natural sleep positions without ignoring thermal efficiency. The comfort rating is 14, and the limit is 0. And that's the part that I don't understand, since the Nemo is a 15-degree sleeping bag, and its comfort is 17 degrees with a limit of 5 and an extreme of -3. And this is a zero bag with a comfort of 14 and a limit of 0. So I don't know. It doesn't necessarily make sense to me. Now, this does not have all the fun features that the Nemo has. It feels smaller, you know, like it just feels smaller. This bag just feels puffier. I don't know why, since they are both 650 fill, and there isn't a big difference in weight. Well, I guess there's 7 ounces. So Thermarest makes a nice product. This one is a left entry, which to me, it doesn't matter if it's left or right. You know, I don't think that's a huge difference for me. For some people, it might be. It does have these built-in straps on the back. that you can slide in a air mattress or a mat if you are going to be sleeping in a tent on the floor, you know, like an inflatable one, which really adds to the comfort, and it will keep it from sliding around, so you're not, you know, so your bag isn't sliding off of the mat at night. So that's a really nice feature. You can see right off that it is a wider bag, so I'm going to show you the difference in widths. And this bag, zip it up so that we can compare apples to apples. It's not a, I don't know, it's not a, maybe there is no difference. Let's see. Lay it on top. Yeah, so you can see it is, the thermarest is a little bit wider than the Haydn part, but not a great deal. A little bit through the hip area and a little bit through the leg area. So you do have a couple more inches of room there. The shoulders look about the same, maybe, yeah, there's a little bit of difference. So while the foot looks about the same size, there's more room through the hips and knee area. If we compare it to this, our spoon shape, my pillow, taking up some space there. This one is narrower through, so the Nemo is narrower through the shoulders. It tapers in at the waist, so much narrower at the waist, but it's actually wider kind of at the knee area. So a different shape, and then all the way down to your feet, you've got more space. What I really like about this bag is that it has a very generous pocket on the outside. So I could fit my my phone in there. I could fit eye mask. I could fit earplugs. I could fit a headlamp in there. I could probably fit a pair of gloves in there, no problem. It has a nice pocket and this fabric here along the side that helps the zipper work more smoothly and keeps it from getting caught in this really delicate thin ripstop material. Inside, pretty basic. It does have that kind of fluffy tube baffling that the mountain equipment and the hike and bike have around the neck that you can cinch down, and a very, very cozy hood with a lot of baffling around the top. It is much thinner, like even crawling into the bag, I can feel the floor. Like on these other bags, I feel like I'm laying on something, whereas this, it's very, very flat. Now I have plenty of room with my feet. My toes aren't hitting the top. This bag feels lighter all around. Like, I know it's a 7-ounce difference, which I guess is almost half a pound, but it feels thinner and lighter, and I think that's what almost worries me, is that I'm concerned whether it will actually function as it's supposed to, and if it will be as warm as it's supposed to, being quote a zero bag with a comfort level of 14 degrees. So I'll just slide in. It's got those 2 zippers. Mountain Equipment needs to fix their zipper issue. So very, very snug, very, very thin. It feels, it's lightweight. I don't feel like I'm laying inside of a bag of marshmallows. It feels more like a light down, jacket or blanket. But I have not quite as much room in the knee area as the Nemo, but I have room, I can put my legs in the number 4 position. I have plenty of room. I can flip over. I can pull my knees completely up. So I definitely have room in the bag. I definitely feel it warming up. It feels so light that I just don't want to be cold in it. Zipped up, I can really cinch down. And it's got that nice exterior pocket, which, like I said, is always just helpful for keeping your stuff organized when you're camping or traveling. I think it's wide enough that a guy would have no problem sleeping in this size bag, even though it's a woman's bag. I think there'd be plenty of room in the chest. So again, this is a regular, so it's more like a unisex bag. And this one weighs 2.11 ounces. So there isn't a half-pound difference. This is 2.11 and this is 3.2. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 1, 2. Oh yeah, 7 ounce difference. I don't know what bag to pick. I really love the features of this. I don't know why. I like this flap, but I find it very snug and comforting. I love the pocket pillow, which is great. Although I don't know how effective those thermal gills are on the Nemo, I like the concept of it. And I am usually a side sleeper, so the extra knee room is really nice. And the waterproof footbed is also very nice. But this is 3.2 pounds, so it's a little heavier. The hike and bike is very comfortable. It fluffed up. I had enough room in the foot area. The zipper worked well. Beyond that, it had, some decent stuffing. It does have a little storage pocket here that I did not realize that you could probably, I don't know if my phone would fit in there, but maybe some earbuds or an eye mask would fit in there. Something you could probably put in there. I don't know how comfortable it would be though, laying on your neck. So it's kind of a weird place to put that pocket. But an excellent zipper, and We don't know the weight of this, but its comfort was 30 to 15 degrees, so 15, 17, 14, 15. They're all in the same realm. What we don't know about this bag is what it weighs. We don't know the weight. That's something I'm going to have to look up. And then, of course, the last bag to consider was the mountain equipment bag, which warmed up immediately and definitely was more mummy style, but I could tell I'd be warm in the bag. The Helium 800 women's with a good night sleep guarantee at 9 degrees and comfort at 18 degrees. Limit 5. And probably, this is a long, the regular is 2.8.2 ounces. So I'm guessing that the long is probably 3 pounds or just under 3 pounds. But it had the zipper with only one pull tab and it got caught a lot. So just based on that, I feel like the mountain equipment bag is out of the running, which kind of makes me sad because I think it's a good product if they just improved their zipper. The last thing I will say is this Lewis & Clark is just a fantastic little piece. This is the pillow. I'll show you. So it comes with a blanket, eye covers, and earplugs. And then this is the pillow. So it unzips into about, what is that, 2 feet by, I don't know, a foot. And then has a little plug for you to blow it up, and a soft cotton side, and kind of a, what is this, velour on the outer. And you could also put other things in here, like a down jacket if you wanted it fluffier. But without the blanket, which I will not bring the blanket, it stores to like nothing. And so this is something that I would definitely add regardless of whatever sleeping bag I choose. But I thought this was a really great purchase. I got it at REI, and I thought it was great. Not terribly expensive. I want to say somewhere between 20 and 30 bucks right in there. So definitely worth it. Okay, that's my review of the Nemo Disco Women's 15 bag, the Thermarest Questar 650 fill down sleeping bag, women's regular up to 6 feet, and then the hike and bike Snowmass Zero Ultralight sleeping bag. Tell me your thoughts. Which one should I choose and head to Greenland in? Thanks so much. Bye now.